Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 109 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery, a bicycle trip across the United States of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm here at the Council Recreational Park in Council, Virginia. I have got a really big mountain to cross first thing out of the gate this morning. And it is cold. I ended up having to go get my gloves out of my rain suit because my fingers got so cold last night, even inside the sleeping bag. And that's another rough thing, is when it gets this cold, I have to put the whole sleeping bag over me. And so I'm just like in this cocoon of my own breathing, so I get like real congested kind of. But it goes away pretty quickly once I get out of the sleeping bag. It's just I don't want to get out of the sleeping bag because it's so cold, so it's kind of a conundrum. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to head as far as I can get today. There's a campsite at 30 miles, and then there's a campsite at 40 miles. I'm hoping to get to somewhere with like a hostel type accommodation, but I have no idea if I'll make it that far. We'll see. Good thing is I'm getting a pretty early jump on the day, so it should be okay. But yeah, I'm going to quit jabbering, and I got to get on the road. I got to see more of this beautiful fall scenery. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Yeah, this one's a pretty big hill. Judging by the fact that the sky is breaking through those houses and that there's houses up on the top of a hill with no trees around them. I think I'm almost done with this one though. It looks like the view from this one's gonna be unbelievable. If I look at the terrain map, there's this big bowl cut out that I'm about to ride down into Honaker. And I think I'm gonna be able to see quite a long way across the Appalachians. So let me knock the rest of this hill out and you'll see more of that right about now. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. All right, so that was Honaker. What a cool sign.
There, the Ephesians sign, that was good. I needed that. So I'm here on the side of the road. The hill out of Honaker is huge. Traffic's very heavy today. And I'm hurting. Like, have you ever tried to run after a really long time of not running, just like sprint, race your kids or whatever, and you get that jelly legs thing and you just fall flat on your face and skid across the grass? Well, that's how my legs feel. And now I'm starting to get these real sharp pains, like, you know, the split in your side that you get when you run. I don't think that there's anything wrong nutritionally. I've been eating a lot better, and also getting one of those like red machine or blue machine juices, and staying on like a lot more healthy stuff along with my pizzas and my hamburgers now. But I think this is probably just attributed to I haven't had to stand up in this angle. Like, this is the first time all the way across the United States I've had to stand up over the handlebars and push up a hill. And I think my muscles are just like, you know, getting worked out. I've pretty much reached, it's like when you work out and you've lifted, you know, your 3 sets and your muscles are just fatigued and they don't want to do anymore. So I'm gonna sit down and look up what the next place is. I've got to go over another hill just as big as the one as I started out on this morning before I get to that hostel I was gonna stay at. So I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out where I can stop. I don't know how far that Elk Church is, Elk Mountain, whatever it is, church. But that's the next thing I'm gonna do when I get down this hill is stop in the shade and try to figure it out, because I'm just physically worn out. There's nothing else I can do. I can't make my body do anymore. If you've ever worked out or you've ever run, you kind of know your body gets to a point where it just won't do it. And so in order to finish, I think I may need to rest, build my body up, and just shoot for picking up some miles later. Maybe after I get out of the Appalachians, down into the tidewater of Virginia, do some 50 or 60 mile days. But the Lord's already ahead of me there, so I don't know. All I know is that I have to continue to do what my body's requiring and what the ride is requiring. So you'll know more of what I decide to do right about now. Luckily, I've had this bike lane a pretty good ways now. The traffic has been atrocious. I guess everybody wants to go see all these trees change their color in the mountains. And it's a Sunday afternoon, so I mean, that kind of doubles up. Anyway, that's the mountain range that I'm avoiding going over today. Not quite sure I can pull that one off at this point. With my muscles hurting the way that they are, it's just fatigue. So I am going to go to Elk Garden. That's the name of that place, Elk Garden, I think United Methodist Church. I want to stop in here into the gas station and get some snacks for tonight. I've still got some pizza left over for lunch. Get some Coca-Colas and get stocked up in case there's nothing down there in Elk Garden. And then I'll attack that mountain range tomorrow morning first thing. The good news is that after that hill, I've only got 2 more big mountains to go over between here and the coast. A lot of, you know, big hills, but nothing like what you see there behind the Bolero sign. So Anyway, let me take care of this, and you'll see more of that right about now. All right, so this is my turn. I know I've probably got just a bunch of haters out there about, you know, quitting early, but it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with, especially with this gap kind of. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but yeah, it's a pretty big mountain pass, so I'm definitely gonna hold off here. I hate what all the haters are probably thinking right now, but really, I'm worn out. I've actually done 2,500 feet of climbing by right where I'm at in 17.8 miles, I think is what the Garmin just said. So while it may not be much, it's been a lot of extra work. I'm getting into the big Appalachian range. So yeah, I'm gonna head down to this church. I'm gonna ask them down there if they know what the name of this gap is. I see all the different mountain pass names and gap names. I wonder sometimes on the unmarked ones. So anyway, I'm gonna head down here and figure it out. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Yeah, so I found the church. It's wonderful. It took me forever to figure out how to turn the lights on. I actually had to go into the sanctuary. So this is like their fellowship hall. It says that it's been open for 40 years without incident. Just they leave the door unlocked. Another one of those churches. I love it. I absolutely love this. So yeah, I've got a good place to sleep and rest up. I'm telling you, like my abs and this whole side muscle is just screaming at me. I haven't stood up on the bike like that. I've had to do it in sections, but not ever over mountain passes, for miles at a time. And the grades are just so steep. Out west, I think there were only like 2 or 3 hills that I ran into like that. A few in Idaho. I don't really think any more as steep as they've been until Missouri. And so, yeah, these mountains are just straight up. It's you get up there quick, but it's taken a lot of muscles that I haven't used all the way across the trip. Like I became a machine, a bike riding machine for what I was doing, but this is a different ball game entirely. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and put my mat out. I don't have to set the tent up tonight, which is nice. It is only 4:20. Like I said, could have probably made it farther. Don't think I should. I don't think I should even try. This is a big mountain I'm about to cross. Good news is after that it's downhill for a ways, and then I've got the biggest mountain on this section between here and between Berea and Christiansburg that I'll cross. So then there's only one more, and that's coming out of Vesuvius. That's a 8% to 10% grade for I want to say 4 miles. That one's going to put me up above 4,000 feet. So almost done with this stuff. Almost done with these mountains. Almost done with this ride. It's wearing on me. Like I'm super excited. I was talking to Ingo Topo and on the phone earlier. My adrenaline is like going. Like, I'm excited. But I have limits. So anyway, that's the end of the video for the day. I'm going to go ahead and get some good rest today. I haven't had good rest in a while, where I've been able to crash early and, get up relatively late to get going. But I can do that tomorrow. Looks like there's a church in Radford that IGO has put me in contact with, that I'll be able to stay at for a night also, so I hope I get some rest there as well. And the Lord knows what I need. And the Lord knows how many miles I can make a day, and He also knows I have a definite end goal date. So worst case scenario, I got to catch an Uber or something for a few miles, but I'll just be praying for God to make a way. I don't really want to spend any money. I don't want to fall behind in my mileage, but this is rough. But yeah, that's enough of me talking about how rough it is. It's doable. It's just, this is the hardest part of the whole trail. Missouri was rough. Kentucky, Illinois and Kentucky weren't so bad, but after Berea and Kentucky forward, it's kind of gotten real. Virginia is the biggest hills I've climbed yet, steepest. So, if you know anyone who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anyone who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. And let's use YouTube as a tool that a life might be saved. If you know anybody who's in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together, and I definitely need the recovery community's prayers and support as much as I pray for and support the recovery community. And last but not least, don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. Just click the down arrow and you can find it. You can go there, you can donate one time, you can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. Do know that any funds left over from the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour will go to funding Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. So, yeah, from here in Elk Garden, Virginia, at the Elk Garden United Methodist Church, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.